Since the dawn of human civilization, we have been obsessed with the idea of a fountain of youth. We have spent billions of dollars on anti-aging creams, exotic supplements, and extreme biohacking protocols, all desperately trying to freeze time, or at least slow down the clock. Welcome to Dr. Levitas. But the most potent anti-aging compound on the planet cannot be manufactured in a laboratory, and it cannot be bought in a pill. What if the ultimate elixir of life is currently locked deep inside your own tissue, just waiting for the right signal to be released? Today, we are going to explore one of the most groundbreaking, awe-inspiring discoveries in modern physiology. We are talking about a recently discovered hormone called Irisin. It is quite literally the exercise hormone, and scientists are discovering that it possesses the miraculous ability to rewire your metabolism, grow brand new brain cells, and literally freeze the aging process at a cellular level. But here is the catch: to unlock this internal compound, you have to earn it. Please hit the like button and leave a comment. Your engagement is a huge help to the channel. Let's start with the discovery. In 2012, researchers at Harvard University made a massive breakthrough. They discovered that when human muscle contracts, it does much more than just move bone. The physical stress and friction of exercise trigger a profound chemical reaction. On the outer membrane of your muscle cells, there is a complex protein called FNDC5. When you engage in intense muscular contraction, specifically resistance training or shivering, an enzyme acts like a pair of microscopic scissors. It physically snips off a fragment of this FNDC5 protein. That liberated fragment is irisin. The researchers named it after Iris, the ancient Greek messenger goddess, because the moment this hormone enters your bloodstream, it travels throughout your entire body, delivering a powerful message of profound metabolic transformation to your other organs. Now, the first destination for this chemical messenger is your adipose tissue, commonly known as body fat. And I want to pause here for a moment, because it is so important that we change the way we talk about and view our body fat. For too long, society has heavily stigmatized body fat, treating it as an enemy or a moral failing. But biologically, your fat is a beautiful, highly intelligent, and essential endocrine organ. In the human body, we have different types of fat. We have white fat, which acts as a biological storage unit. Its primary job is to hold on to extra energy to keep you alive during times of famine. But because we no longer live in a world of famine, these storage units can become overfilled, metabolically sluggish, and inflamed. We also have something called brown fat. Brown fat is structurally entirely different. It is packed full of mitochondria, the energy powerhouses of the cell. Because mitochondria contain iron, this fat actually looks brown under a microscope. Brown fat does not store energy, it burns energy to generate heat. It is a metabolic furnace. Here's where irisin performs its first miracle. When irisin, released from your contracting muscles, reaches your white storage fat, it triggers a genetic process called Beiging. Irisin literally commands the sluggish white fat cells to grow new mitochondria. It transforms them from inactive storage units into metabolically active, energy-burning heaters. This isn't about a quick-fix weight loss gimmick. This is about fundamentally healing your metabolic baseline. By releasing irisin, you are training your body to utilize energy more efficiently, improving your insulin sensitivity, and protecting yourself against metabolic syndrome. You are upgrading your body's internal engine. But what if you can't lift heavy weights? What if you are injured, or just starting your wellness journey? This brings us to one of the most fascinating physiological loopholes ever discovered. In 2014, a landmark study out of the National Institutes of Health revealed that exercise is not the only way to activate the metabolic scissors that create irisin. The researchers looked at shivering. Think about what shivering actually is. It is rapid, involuntary, high-intensity muscle contraction designed to keep your core temperature up. The study found that when subjects were exposed to cold temperatures to the point of shivering for just 10 to 15 minutes, their muscles released the exact same amount of irisin as an entire hour of moderate intensity exercise. The precise same biochemical pathway was activated. This is why cold exposure, ice baths, and cryotherapy have exploded in the longevity and wellness communities. By strategically exposing your body to the cold, you are hacking the FNDC5 protein, releasing a flood of irisin, and commanding your fat cells to beige, all through the primal survival mechanism of the shiver. But irisin's journey does not stop at your metabolism. In fact, its most breathtaking work happens inside your skull. Your brain is protected by a highly selective security system known as the blood-brain barrier. It is designed to keep toxins, pathogens, and many circulating chemicals out of your delicate neural tissue. For a long time, we didn't think muscle-derived proteins could get past this fortress. But recent, groundbreaking research has proven that irisin is a VIP guest. It crosses the blood-brain barrier with ease. Once inside the brain, specifically in the hippocampus, which is your center for learning, memory, and spatial navigation, irisin flips a master switch. It triggers the massive release of a protein called brain-derived neurotrophic factor, or BDNF. Neuroscientists refer to BDNF as miracle grow for the brain. It is the primary molecule responsible for neurogenesis, the actual birth and growth of brand new brain cells. For decades, medical dogma stated that you were born with a set number of neurons, and as you aged, you simply lost them. We now know that is categorically false. When you exercise and release irisin, you are actively fertilizing your hippocampus. You are growing a larger, denser, more resilient brain. This is why the global neurological community is urgently looking at irisin as a future frontier for treating cognitive decline. Let's talk about Alzheimer's disease, a devastating condition characterized by the buildup of toxic amyloid plaques and the loss of memory synapses. In a series of brilliant studies published between 2019 and 2023, researchers made a profound observation: the brains of Alzheimer's patients possess significantly lower levels of irisin compared to healthy individuals. When researchers artificially increased irisin levels in animal models of Alzheimer's, the results were staggering. The irisin not only protected the existing synapses from being destroyed by the toxic plaques, but it also restored memory function. The exercise hormone acts as a profound neuroprotectant. It is a biological shield against cognitive decay. Every time you push your muscles against resistance, you are chemically defending your memories, your personality, and your future cognitive independence. Now, let's look at the ultimate claim: how does irisin literally freeze time? To understand this, we have to look deep inside your DNA, at structures called telomeres. Imagine your shoelaces. The little plastic caps on the ends that keep the laces from fraying are called aglets. Your chromosomes have the exact same protective caps, and they are called telomeres. Every time your cells divide throughout your life, these telomeres get a tiny bit shorter. When they become too short, the cell can no longer divide. It becomes senescent, an aged, dysfunctional cell that drives systemic inflammation. Telomere shortening is the literal, biological clock of the aging process. Clinical studies analyzing the blood of thousands of individuals have revealed a direct, undeniable correlation. People with higher circulating levels of irisin have significantly longer telomeres. The constant, rhythmic release of this muscle-derived messenger chemically protects the ends of your DNA from fraying. By moving your body, you are keeping your cellular biology in a suspended state of youth. You are quite literally slowing the biological ticking of the clock. So, how do we harness this magic? What is the minimum effective dose required to open this pharmacy? You do not need to spend 3 hours a day in the gym, and you do not need to run ultramarathons. The key to cleaving the FNDC5 protein and releasing an irisin flood is the intensity of the muscular contraction, specifically in your largest muscle groups. The minimum effective dose is engaging in heavy, compound resistance training just 2 to 3 times per week. Focus on movements that recruit massive amounts of muscle tissue at once. Exercises like squats, deadlifts, heavy lunges, and push-ups. You want to push the muscle to the point of deep fatigue, where the biological friction forces the release of the hormone. If you pair this with brief, occasional exposures to cold water, finishing your morning shower with 60 seconds of purely cold water, or trying a local cold plunge, you are attacking the irisin pathway from both ends. You are building a sustainable, lifelong habit of metabolic and neurological excellence. Here is the doctor's verdict: the biological fountain of youth. Your body is an absolute miracle of adaptation. It is not destined to simply wear out and fade away. Within your muscles lies a messenger capable of rewiring your fat cells, defending your brain against dementia, and protecting the very blueprint of your DNA. You hold the key to this biological fountain of youth. You don't need a prescription. You just need the courage to push against resistance, the resilience to embrace the cold, and the commitment to honor the incredible machine you have been given. I want to hear from you in the comments. What is one compound movement or cold exposure practice you are going to commit to this week to release your own irisin? Let's take control of our aging process together. Until next time, stay curious, stay resilient, and take care of your health. Watch this video suggestion, it was especially picked for you. Please share, comment, like the video, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. Thank you, it helps a ton with the algorithm. Remain tuned for future videos and keep growing.